Then again, who am I?
Yes, dude.
What's this podcast called?
Who are you?
I'm just here to help, man.
For now, you're the solar guy.
From now, I'm your local solar needs solution. That's who I am. And if you want to have someone that will take care of their house, just like they take care of my parents' house, which I installed on my parents' house. And if I trust myself enough to install on my parents' house, then I trust myself to install on the last 25 to 30 houses that I've already installed. And the next one that's coming in on Wednesday in Plastow. And that will be, I think, part of the podcast. If you guys are more invited to come shoot live in Plastow, that's the next one local. There's other ones in Rhode Island, Woburn. I can't be all in the same place at the same time. There's only a one-man show. You know, dealing with Instagram, dealing with this, dealing with that, phone calls. My phone hasn't stopped ringing. You know, it's just a one-man show here, and we just started opening up a new office at 182 Main Street in Salem, New Hampshire. You're more than welcome to come check us out when we're up and ready. We're not up and ready yet. We might have some displays and some educational stuff for homeowners to come check out, as well as commercial business fee.
When do you think you're going to be here? When do you think you're going to be ready for people to come see?
That's a very good question. It's when I can get some help. Right now, it's a one-man show, 24/7. Since October, I haven't had a day off. So I think, and I'm still working. Right?
Yeah. But
That's how committed I am to my business. That's how I am here.
Gotcha.
That's how I am committed to my business and customers.
And you're about it because you're talking about it.
I mean, dude,
You're about it right now.
if Enzo is wearing Nike, then Enzo trusts me.
Oh, man.
And if Enzo trusts me, then you should trust me. The SMART program is that all these companies sign up for the SMART program. And I'm talking about, I know you guys might not understand what I'm talking about, but the SMART program is a very important program that the government has put in for all these companies to assist companies to help residential homeowners to go solar, to help them save money, right? And then allow the companies to get rebates as opposed to the homeowners to getting the rebates. Most of these companies that promised these customers a lot of things have taken the rebates, and these customers have never been turned on. Okay? So this is the flaw in the industry. There's a big flaw in the solar industry, and knowing the customer service side of it, knowing this side of it, knowing the number one company within the residential side of it, and knowing the CX side of it, and knowing the Oracle software that they're using right now, because I used to work for Oracle, and they're actually ripping Oracle out. They're going out to CX1, which is the last company that I worked for customer experience. So literally, this whole path is coming together. The Oracle company that I used to work for, they're ripping out that software, and I understand that software. We use Salesforce internally. I use Salesforce. I'm already accustomed to the software part of my business. All I have to do is own the marketing part of my business, understand the business that's going around, the solar business going on, be honest about the business that I'm doing, make sure that the homeowners trust me as a trustworthy community person that will allow me into their house and take care of their house for the next 25 years. Or else what kind of business are we running here? I was young, my parents took me to Lebanon for 5 years. And for 5 years, I was in 5 different schools. I was the new kid every single year. You had to make new friends, you had to have all that shit. So it was tough, right? And especially going into and trying to learn the Lebanese and the French language and all that stuff. It was tough. So he went through the same phase that he got ripped out from his family from here and got moved down to Lebanon, and then after a certain amount of years, had to come back and adjust to this culture, right?
So always being the new kid.
Always being a new.
Always having to adapt to certain situations and all that stuff. So it makes you stronger as a person, really. It does.
I went the same path that he went through, but I'm just trying to make it easier for him than it was for me. Because what else are we doing here in this world? If we're not trying to mentor other people to make it easier for them, what else are we doing here? And that's really what I base my business on. It's all the charity work that I've been doing. It's tomorrow I donated $3,000 for a women's homeless shelter to build 51 new beds. And I'm donating $1,000 worth of Nikes too, for them to do a silent raffle auction. Because what else are we doing in this world? How does education work for you in running a business and knowing a business? Right? You have to learn the economics of how the business is running, where the economy is going, where the industry is going, where everything else is going, where the future's going. When you understand where the future's going, where the industry's going, at that point, you plug in wherever you want. So as a homeowner, and as knowing as the most expensive thing in a home is heating a home and making sure that the lights are always on, and then protecting your home. And that's literally what Sunrun does and what I'm doing with homes. Is protecting the homes with electricity. Get off the national grid. Get off the Liberty utilities. Get off the Eversources in the world. Stop having them control you and your life.
Right.
All right? And then take ownership of your own solar, of your own power. So take control of your own power, man.
How do I reach you?
Well, you can go to solarbyjazzi.com, right here on the link. You can also go to jasonazzi.com, right here. Or you can also text to 603-560-3999. The reason why I say it's slow is because we have to be able to write it down, right? Take a picture of it. Or you can actually go onto the QR code and just scan this code right here. Just scan the code, and then you can reach me. And I'll take it from there. And I'll walk you down the process.
So you said something about qualifying. What makes me qualified as a homeowner?
Yeah, so that's a great question that you asked. So as a homeowner, the qualifications are 4 simple things, okay? So 4 people have to say yes for your home to qualify. First of all, Sunrun has to say yes for your home to qualify. And for them to say yes, they have to come into your house, they have to inspect the roof, they have to inspect the electrical panel, make sure that everything's up to code. If things are not up to code, we do have some kind of funding to assist homeowners with upgrading roof, upgrading structural stuff, and also upgrading electrical panels. So we do have some funds to assist homeowners and initiate that process and make them feel a little bit more comfortable, because we will not install solar panels on rundown roofs, electrical panels. You know, obviously Sunrun is in the business for the solar and not home upgrades. Unfortunately, we are not in the home upgrade business. So this is the real truth that everybody was like, oh, hey, I'll get a new roof if I get solar, right? It's not how it goes. I'll get a new electrical panel. If the money's there, if we have money to assist homeowners, and when I say assist, I mean not cover 100% necessarily in certain amounts. Every house is different. Every house is designed different. Those panels, before we get into the details of panels and what panels that we use and all that, you know, for all you engineers out there and that are looking into the details and all that stuff, let's understand how solar works to begin with. Before we get into the details of what inverter are you working with, are they solar edge, what about my Tesla, what about this, what about that, right? Let's understand how solar works first, and the solar farms that are also happening that are around you guys, and the commercial industry within the solar. Let's go into all of that, right? Why don't we understand how solar works before you say, oh, I want this specific panels, I want Tesla, I want this, I want that. You don't know what you want yet because you don't know what you're dealing with. This is a brand new industry that you're walking into that's been around for 15 years. They can consume you in a heartbeat, in a second. You won't even know what inverter you get or what panels are available, what the hell's going on.
So what do you think people should know about solar?
The most important thing that they should know about solar is protect your home, man. Your home is the most important thing. Don't put junk on your roof. And the most important thing is to know about solar. It doesn't matter if the panels go on the roof. It matters if they get turned on. Because only when you get turned on do you start saving money and that you start collecting the sun. Because those panels could sit on your roof for 300 days as decorations. It's like having Christmas decorations on your roof. And you can't turn them on. What are the roof? What's the point of it?
Oh.
You know what I mean? Oh, hey, I bought my own system for $20,000. I saved $50,000, $30,000.
So a lot of people do that.
Everybody takes them. Yeah, they go buy their own system and they want to do their own system.
Yeah, I'm gonna read the matter. Just understand. We can do not.
Most Lebanese people are, right? Right? Most Lebanese people are building their own. I don't want anybody to own it. But this is one thing that, trust me, you don't want to own the problem. Because this is a future problem. This is buying a car and thinking that, hey, from now on, I'm going to change all the tires, all the oils, and having time to do that while taking care of your family is a big responsibility for the next 25 years, my friend. and and after that warranty expires, that 10 years, you're on your own. That 15 years, you're gonna go find a roofer, bro, that understands the solar industry, that has the education and the training to understand how to change an inverter. What electrician right now knows how to change an inverter? If you do, hit me up. I got a job for you.
Get the community educated.
Yeah, so that's a great question. So how do we get the community educated about solar? Because we all see different solar companies that are out there. What's the right company to go with?
True.
That should be one of your first questions based upon any other question that's out there. What? Just because you want solar, your house doesn't qualify. I've already walked away from 15 houses that don't qualify.
And so what doesn't qualify people? What makes them not qualify?
What makes them not qualify? Well, we're assisting homeowners with certain tree removals, which we don't like to cut down trees. We're part of the eco-friendly. We actually planted 1 million trees.
Oh, wow.
Sorry. Yes, it is 1 million. One for every single customer that we have with Sunrun.
Okay.
During Arbor Day. And we went and actually cleaned up the parks that are in Worcester. And I've done a lot of charity environmental things. So we don't like to cut down trees, but at the same time, if it's necessary in order for us to get the sunlight, then we'll plant trees somewhere else.
That makes sense. So it's nice.
Well, the virus
That's nice.
number one. Okay. Number two is if the electrical panels up to code are up to date. Right now, honestly, there's a lot of homeowners that think they know their house. They think they know when their panels were in. They think they know when their roof got installed. They think they know all this stuff. And I'm pretty sure you know all that stuff. But at the same time, the building codes change every 3 years. So if your house was up to code 15 years ago, guess what?
So the code.
It has to be up to building.
The actual
building code, like nothing on the side unless it's contracted by contractors and licensed contractors, removing panels, removing roofs, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we are assisting homeowners, and we do have a fund for that. Surveys, right? So if you're interested in solar, what we have is we have our team that comes out. He takes pictures of the electrical panel, the roofs, and all the other stuff that's involved in it. He goes into the attic, takes pictures of the attic, make sure that everything is structurally sound for solar to get on.
Okay.
Because Sunrun will not install their panels if they have to rip and replace them after 1 or 2 years because you. Sorry.
Business. That's business.
Even tell them to come by. That's actually one of my customers that installed. Don't answer. Actually, that's Pierre. Yeah, he actually Pierre.
Yeah.
Pierre.
Yeah.
You're disqualified. What do you do? I'm like, well, disqualified. I don't just go in and just say you're disqualified.
Yeah.
I go in and say, I'm sorry. At this point right now, there's got to be some upgrades that need to be done in the house in order for you to qualify. And here's the checklist of upgrades. Whether it's going to be a roof, right? Whether it's going to be a roof that's up top of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's going to be the structure under the roof, if it needs to be supported in order for 50 panels to sit on it. Now, the misconception is panels are not very heavy. They only weigh 40 pounds. And they have to upgrade the house. I have a roofer that does everything locally. I have an electrician that does everything locally. I have all the tools and resources
To help them.
homeowners to qualify.
And they can get financed?
They could finance it. They could finance the upgrades and the notifications. They can finance the roof. They can finance it with.
Okay. That's beautiful.
If we can assist, and then they can pay cash up front, we could do that too as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if the roofer is already there and they needed a roof for the solar part, and then they have the other side of the roof that since the roofer is already there, they can get discounted rates on any electrical scale, home upgrades, anything like that on top of that. Since we're already there, you don't have to pay an electrician $120 an hour just to make the trip there. My electrician is already there.
Yeah.
So you're giving them solutions, even if they're.
Homeowner solutions on top of the solar.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Well-
On top of the solar solution, I'm giving homeowners other upgrades and solutions. Since we're already there, we can do it for cheaper. And so
Okay.
we have money, we can do it. But there's a misconception that I want to address right now and redline it for homeowners. I am in the solar industry, not the roofing industry, not the electrical industry, not the tree taking industry.
Tree removal, yeah.
Oh, tree removal industry. And tree stumps industry.
Yeah, that's all. Stop grinding.
Furnace industry and not the industry. I'm so the landscaper. I don't put any trees. Need to come down. They have to come down for one purpose and one purpose only.
Yeah.
It's just for you guys to save money, save the planet, save the earth. At the same time. That's all the one message that we're bringing down.
1 kilowatt at a time.
That's all it is. 1 kilowatt at a time.
No.
One person.
Would I know, like, what's the benefits of what I'm doing? Would I get a kind of like a report or like a...
So I'm glad that you actually asked that question because here's something that I wanted to touch upon. So here's the application. There's actually, I just want to show you. It'll be real. There's an application right here. It's called the My Solar. My Solar application.
Yep.
We'll actually show you the last 7 days. We'll show you everything that you collected from the sun. We'll show you how much you've collected so far.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, so they will break down every single time, and it will tell you what the weather is, what the forecast is, and how much sun that could possibly be collected in the future. But this will always change because you know the weather changes, right?
Absolutely.
But it's a kind of a cool feature that 722 kilowatts have already been consumed. And by the way, this customer on average only consumes 600 kilowatts. So the 122 kilowatts in difference is getting credited on the national grid.
Wow.
The full price. So this customer is already collecting, and this has been less than 30 days. Actually, he's walking up the stairs right now.
Wow.
He doesn't even know how much sun is collecting. How cool is that? He doesn't even know.
So that app actually works for service also? So if anything...
Yeah, so it tells you. So actually, I'm glad that you said that. I think he's outside. But it says right here, it says no known issues.
Oh,
So it tracks the whole system and it finds out if they're up or not.
Nice.
okay.
So it says no.
What's the app called again?
My son on that. That's also customers yet that are existing. So
Got you.
you see that. It's kind of cool. It's flying sign. So
Beautiful.
education.
I think we're good with solar.
I got one more solar question, right? So there's a lot of solar companies, right? How do you know, and there's a lot of solar businesses, and I'm sure there's different solar panels, et cetera. How do you know if there's a bad company? Like, or how do you know what's the wrong way to go about solar?
That's a great question. So I will be sharing a link on the YouTube page.
Okay.
And that link actually has a link for all of the companies that are out there that have warnings of screwing around with rebates from the SMART program. They've already gotten one warning. The second warning, they're no longer able to install solar, but they're only able to service the solar panels that they have.
Okay.
So there's rules and regulations, man. Solar, you can't play around with it. I mean, if you want to stick around in the business, you have to do it right.
Right.
At the end of the day, that's what separates this business from the rest of the businesses out there. An example of these Nikes, right? So these are the Nike freaks. I already showed that I was wearing the blue ones, right?
Yeah.
Right. So these are the blue ones.
And by the way, we'll show some B-roll, but he's got boxes.
Yeah, I got boxes.
Boxes.
And then this is the other same shoe, right? Let's talk about marketing a little bit.
Yeah, and business, entrepreneurship, all this stuff.
Entrepreneurship.
Actually,
Let's use Nike to market yourself. Let's understand who wears these shoes to market yourself. Who wears these shoes? Do you know?
athletes.
No, but who wears these?
Oh, those specifically. Oh,
You know?
yeah,
But he has his logos on the back of it.
yeah.
I didn't know. I started to find out. What happened to the logo of the Nike from here to here? Or here? Right? Let's talk about marketing a little bit, or the way that I market myself. Let's understand how Nike markets themselves before I understand how I market myself, and I find out what industry I'm really penetrating into. Because sneakerheads are sneakerheads.
Mm-hmm.
They know their shoes. If you're a Nike brand, if you're a Jordan guy, you know. Okay.
What that exactly?
Okay, what shoe is this?
Where it came from? Yeah.
Okay, what shoe is this? You know what Jordans these are, what series these are, and what size they probably are, and what color they probably came into.
What they smell like?
You know that, right? These ones just launched. Most of the guys, these are for the wide feet. I know you guys, the wide feet. No one knows my shoe size. I know your shoe size. I'm the Nike guy. So let me tell you what happened with this. This is the Nike that went always this way, and then this guy just owned it in reverse on the other side. That's crazy. You're trying to rebrand Nike?
Are you trying to rebrand the Swiss Shine? Do you understand what that means? If you don't, then you don't understand marketing.
So tell me what it means.
And then this is the same shoe in a different color,
Man, how many shoes you got?
reversed, right?
How many?
So I just want to tell you, so about the Nikes. So my brand, when you ever install Solar by Jazzi, you will get the top of the line Nikes for the whole family, top to bottom.
Family?
Can you bring me the baby shoes?
I was gonna say, what about
Baby shoes over there. I think I want baby shoes, right? The whole family, top to bottom.
I was gonna ask you.
Yeah.
What about baby Nikes?
Thank you for the base. Thanks for the shoes.
Wow.
Yo, baby shoes everywhere. Hey, how do you think Enzo wears all his Nikes? Come on, man. He already got like 6 of them on his birthday. He'll outgrow them before he buries them. Wow. So that's the Nikes thing. It's the Zuzu Graphics, to be honest with you, because he launched me in the beginning. And when I first called him and he was like, I'm doing the TV at the gym. And he was like, okay, what do you want? And I was like, the max. And he's like, you're out of your mind. And I was like, this is how I do business. And he's like, let's start with 2 TVs. And then we'll go from there. And I said, that's not how I do business. I dominate and I cover and I blanket. If I'm going to go in and I believe in something that I do, I believe it in it 100%. I don't go half-ass in. I don't go. I mean, obviously, you've seen, I've literally dumped my whole life savings into my business.
Yeah, no.
That's how much I believe.
Yeah, well, no.
Right? I literally created my business card before I even had an email address in the company. That's where I saw myself. And that's where I developed my business cards from there. So when I tell you, like, I do something, I go all the way. And everybody knows my personality. I'm an extremist. I don't do something normal. If I believe in something, I go the whole way. And you're either in it or you're not. And I do stuff the right way. Because if I'm putting my name on your house, a lot of people have told me, hey, I'm installing Tesla. Come put your sign in my house, in front of my house. Nothing against Tesla. Like I said, we use Tesla batteries, we use LG batteries. But the installation process from other companies doesn't happen the way that installation process that happens with my company and the way that I do it. If you get installed and you get turned on the same week, it's in record time. If you get installed on a Monday and you get turned on a Friday and you have 5 stars review, I think you're disrupting the industry a lot too much. Because some houses have been sitting there for 350 days and 400 days, even with Sunrun and other companies that have not been turned on. And we've talked about this before. What's more important? The dynamics of the panels, the demographics of the panels, how much sun can we possibly get from these panels if they're not turned on for 3 years? What difference does it make? This is why Sunrun by Jazzi, Solar by Jazzi, powered by Sunrun, will differentiate myself from the market, from everyone that's out there. And when I told you that I think that I'm late to the game, I perfected the game. I perfected solar. I perfected how to go in and get turned on and save money and make sense and perfect the game, doing it and separating yourself from the whole game while using the top residential company in the whole United States, powered by 1 million customers. Hopefully those 1 million customers will be 2 million customers wearing Nikes. Right?
Yeah.
And that's what we do.
What can everybody expect in episode 2?
Expect a lot of commercial business coming, solar farms coming. Solar by Jazzi will own solar farms. We'll be producing electricity out. We'll be sending electricity to commercial homes. This industry is not going anywhere. And I think that we are mastering the industry step by step as we go. And the right way. The way that things get turned on, homeowners are comfortable, and we have 5 stars review all over.